Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle, and today I'm so excited because I am going to be reacting to Norway's entry for Eurovision 2023. I got a new video. Alesia Michelle.
Hey girl,
I'm ready to go.
how you feeling?
Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show? If you've never been to my channel before, welcome. If you love the Eurovision Song Contest, what are you waiting for? This is your opportunity. Please like this video and don't forget to subscribe. I mean, again, if you love Eurovision, you're gonna love my channel because it's just all Eurovision, all day, every day. Yeah, and honestly, I've got some exciting interviews coming, so you don't want to miss any of those. So you want to make sure that you're subscribed. Okay, disclaimer. I mean, for a couple of years now, I have sort of removed myself from following the national selections because honestly, I just kept getting my heart broken. I kept seeing my favorites not win and then have to sit through the song that did win at Eurovision. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to live like this. I am not going to watch the national selections because I don't want my excitement for a country's entry dampened by the fact that I'm thinking about what could have been. You know what I'm saying? I want to live in a world where I'm just happy with whatever the country decides to pick. And so I took a step back. But now this year, I don't know how it happened. I just tumbled back in. I somehow just tumbled my way back into Eurovision national selection season. So with that said, I have seen this song. I have had this song on a playlist of mine. So yeah, I've seen it. I watched the national selection. So what that means is that this reaction that we get into, we're really going to be able to get down to brass tacks. You know what I'm saying? We're going to really be able to hone in and talk about it because I've already seen it, and I've heard it. Okay? So this time is really breaking down, does this have winner potential? And let me just go ahead and say this before we get into the reaction. Norway wants to win Eurovision, y'all. Norway wants to win Eurovision. I don't know how else to dress it up or dress it down. Norway wants to win. So when we're talking about Norway at Eurovision, the beauty of this conversation is having a winner potential conversation is real. It's serious. And so they want to know all the little things that they can do to edge them that much closer to victory. I love that. Because sometimes when you or me, when I sit here and I react to stuff and I'm like, I give critiques, some people are like, oh, why are you picking it apart? I'm like, because some of these countries want to win. So it's not about picking it apart to be mean. It's actually picking it apart to be kind so that these folks can show up and do their very best. Because ultimately we want to have the most competitive Eurovision Song Contest. Yes, we do. I want to show up at Eurovision and be like, I don't even know who's going to win because everyone is bringing their A game. So how is anyone going to be able to decide? Okay? That's what seems like fun to me. All right, let's get into this reaction. Now, Norway was quite controversial this year because they allowed people to use autotune. I don't know if Alessandra's using autotune, but I'm sure I will hear it if she is, right? Well, I love this entrance with the purple light, makes her pop more. I like the fact that we actually have styling. And they changed and added sort of this cape effect that they didn't have in the semifinals, which I think is very good that they added because it adds a little bit more of that drama and intrigue. I don't know if she's using autotune. I don't know if she used autotune before. Oh, she might be using it. Yeah. Yeah, she might be using it a little bit. I love the confidence that she's bringing to this. She really believes it and is like, I am taking over, which is great. She, Queen of the Kings. I'll tell you where this song loses me a little bit. This part. Why? Because it reminds me of Run to the Hills. And even that song was reminiscent of another house track. So, yeah. And yes, I'm drinking beer. Yeah, I love this energy she's bringing to it and kind of that growl in the vocal. I think it plays well because it sort of breaks up this very classically trained supported vocal that I will say is like a little bit of a barrier for me personally. And so we have kind of the outfit reveal. I do have to say, I wish this was brighter a little bit. Like, she's the queen. Can we have some light on our queen? It just looks a little bit too dark. I don't know. Yeah, her vocal for me, I will be honest, is a little bit of a challenge, and we can talk about this after. But she gonna hit that note? Hit it! I mean, this song is joyful. It's something that you do kind of come to Eurovision to see. There's a little bit of camp to it. There's a little bit of kitsch to it. And it's fun. Okay. Yeah, girl. She's excited. Okay, Norway, let's talk. So I will just start off and say that I was clocking for Norway's national selection because, again, like we said before, we know that Norway wants to win Eurovision. We know that they want to win. So with that said, knowing that they want to win, I was like, okay, am I going to hear any songs that give me sort of that winner potential vibe? Ultimately, in the national selection, I personally didn't get that itch that any of the songs would be winning. I did get an itch like, oh yeah, like this is top 10. This could be top 5. I feel like this could be vying for like a top 5 position. Do I think it's going to win? I would say no. It's interesting because the song is trending and it's hit like top on the viral charts, which is great. For me personally, this is not a song, and I say this from experience. So after it was in the semi, I did like it, so I added it to a playlist. I have now found myself skipping it, mainly because maybe I just want to move to another song on the playlist. Perhaps that's what it is. But I will say, with the vocal, and I've mentioned this in a live stream, and I think I've actually mentioned this about some other singers at Eurovision. For me, she is definitely classically trained. The vocal feels supported. We have a vocal moment. This is good. These are the things that you need at Eurovision. The song is telling a story. I think that that's powerful as well. It's a story that we can latch onto that makes sense. And although it sort of has this fantastical, maybe almost Game of Thrones feel to it and the epicness of the song, you can listen to the song and like as a woman or queen, kind of go, yes, she, queen of the kings, like she ruling. So I think that's all good. But I will say the vocal for me, it's something about it that's very supported, and it's classic, and it's a thing that classically trained people do. But I wish that on this song she brought the vocal forward more. So currently it's sitting in a space of like, she, queen of the kings. It's very rooted, supported, running so fast. It's very supported. I wish she would bring the vocal forward and just like, she, queen of the kings, like just a little bit forward, because I think it would help folks to hear what the lyrics are a little bit clearer. And it gives us more of that pop feel, because there's something about this song that almost gets into like popera land, which I love. I love popera, but at Eurovision, popera hasn't really done that well. Like, I should say, it hasn't won. Popera hasn't won. So I just wish she would bring the vocal a little bit forward. That's just me. I'm not saying her voice is bad. It's just about the tone. So we could adjust the tone a little bit slightly, and then that would also help with the enunciation a little bit more. Because sometimes I think the vocal can almost go into a yawn, where it sounds like she's yawning into it as opposed to just, singing it out. Positives. I love the styling. I love the addition of the cape. I wish that we could see a little bit more of the styling because the staging feels very dark. I hope that when we get to Eurovision and translate it a little bit with the LED background and the floor is likely to be LED, we can bring a little bit more light to the performance. And honestly, for me, I would almost want them to go like ham with the kitschness, but I see that they're trying to pull it back, like, because I feel like with the background dancers and whatnot, we're not kind of given that medieval thing. Like, I just feel like the dancers are giving us like modern EDM, which is probably good for the contrast. But your girl is, you know, a retired musical theater kid, and to me, I'm almost like, don't just dip your foot in, just might as well just go bathe in it. Just might as well. We're already there. Well, that was my reaction. What do you think? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with my reaction? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you disagree? That's okay too. Talk to me in the comments below. This is a conversation and you know it. I am so excited for Eurovision 2023. Don't forget to like this video and please don't forget to subscribe because I got more content coming for ya. Bye.